Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. If you thought you were living in a country that was allowed to have rules and standards, boy, were you wrong. It turns out that in the current world we live in, that apparently black people can say, we don't want to follow your rules, we don't need to follow your rules, you will follow ours. And if you don't, we're going to call you a racist, systemic racism, and all of these other derogatory terms, and we might even try and cancel you. No, in fact, we will try and cancel you. Massachusetts restaurant ends dress code that targeted blacks. Really? Owner apologizes. Did it really? Let's find out. Owner Robert Grossman said that the policy will never go up again. Oh, he did way more than that. A Massachusetts restaurant is repealing its, quote, racist dress code. Not quoted up here, quoted down here. Racist dress code, with the owner apologizing to protesters for not realizing the impact of his policy, according to the reports. If you have a dress code that you want to mandate, and you don't think that that's going to affect people that are coming into your restaurant, then you don't understand what a dress code is. The whole point of a dress code is you meet this standard or you don't get to come and play. So that he says he didn't realize the impact. In other words, the impact of asking people to change their clothes and come in dressed appropriately for his place of business. He's either an imbecile or he's lying. About 100 demonstrators, that's a lot for a little restaurant, gathered outside of NathanBill's Bar and Restaurant in Springfield to protest a policy prohibiting baggy pants, baggy blue jeans, long white t-shirts, do-rags, baseball caps worn backwards. Yes, that would be an example of a dress code. Sounds pretty simple to me. A picture of the dress code spread across social media. Oh, the viral critter that it is. With many criticizing the policy as directed at African Americans. Maybe. But are you saying they don't have the ability to change clothes? Because that's the point of a dress code, is that you'll wear appropriate clothes for that code. Are they really saying that African Americans don't have the ability to change clothes? That's interesting. If they don't have the ability to change clothes, how can they afford to eat out? Ponder that. Restaurant owner Robert Grossman met with the Pioneer Valley Project, the city's NAACP chapter, and City Councilor Tim Allen, and agreed to end the policy. Well, he's got 100 protesters out there. They're giving him a hard time. It's hard to get business to come in when you got that. However, if you give in, they'll never quit asking for more. We've learned that time and time again. You don't give in to terrorists. If you're being terrorized, they're just peacefully protesting. Yeah, we've all seen what peacefully protesting looks like. Peaceful protest is the same as saying immigrant. It's like, we don't really know what you mean. Or, as others like to point out, we don't know what it means to say male or female anymore because they've destroyed the dictionary. The dress code was supposedly posted in order to appease the city and keep his entertainment license from being in jeopardy. I would like to know how we know that that's what it was supposed to do, because they did not include where that information came from, to use the word supposedly. It was used after 10 p.m., when the kitchen closed and the late-night crowd started with a DJ, etc. Grossman told the crowd it was the norm in the industry. Well, it was. Now it's not anymore. Because we don't have standards allowed anymore. Because apparently you can have 100 people get out there, pitch a fit, and then you give in to them. Systemic racism is rampant in our society. And following the norm of the status quo, although not intentional, is very much a part of the problem. Grossman added, nice. Boy, when he kowtows deep. I'm currently ashamed of myself for wanting to have standards, and offer my sincerest apologies for offending. And not, you had a dress code? And you weren't thinking that was going to offend people? That's the whole point of a dress code. It's like, look, we don't like your type. Don't come here. You pretend like you're our type. You are our type. You can come on in. I've never heard of a dress code that wasn't offensive. Remember, offense, to push forward. Defense, to push back. A dress code is by definition offensive. But again, they threw away the dictionary. I'm currently ashamed of myself and offer my sincerest apologies for offending and not being more sensitive. Yeah, anybody with a dress code's not being sensitive. No, they're not. Except to their customers. I'm upset with myself for not being more cognizant. Such a big word. I'm not sure that crowd's going to get it. He promised that the dress code will never go up again. Oh, he's not done kissing booty. Grossman also pledged $6,500 towards who? The communist Marxist Black Lives Matter, who are trying to disrupt the patriarchal family. So says their web pages. Black Lives Matter mural that is scheduled to be completed in the next couple of weeks. In destroying the dictionary, we've completely lost, on purpose, the difference between race and culture. If you do something based on race, that means that person has no opportunity whatsoever to correct it because it's based on their race. And one cannot change their race. Rachel Dolezal, Elvis Presley. The list goes on. So, if you're going to base it on race, that's really cruel because they can't change it. It's like saying if you're beautiful or if you're not beautiful. You really kind of can't change it. You can make slight tweaks the same as you can to your race. You can make slight tweaks. You can straighten your hair. You can curl your hair. You can lighten your skin. You can darken your skin. But you can't change your race. So we've decided that making laws to prevent discrimination on things that we cannot change is a wise choice. They have the ability to change clothes. It turns out changing clothes is not racist. Changing clothes is cultural. And if you're not allowed to determine which culture you prefer and you enjoy, then you have no freedom of choice whatsoever. You don't. You don't get to choose your friends. Your friends don't get to choose you. Freedom is dead. I don't care how much these people want to call it racist, that he's targeting African Americans, so says them. No, he's not. He's targeting what they wear. He's targeting their culture. You can think of plenty of people that would never be caught dead wearing the attire that he was restricting. And I don't care what color you're thinking of. You can also, possibly, it's easier to think of people who don't dress like that, but you might also be able to think of people, regardless of their color, regardless of their race, that sadly would be caught wearing that. But if they're at the pool, they're at the barbecue, who cares? That's kind of barbecue clothes, summer wear for there, but not a restaurant that has a dress code. So, the point being, quit destroying the language out there, guys. We need some help to protect it. And we really, really need to remember and share and teach and to remember and to share and to teach that race you cannot change. Culture is totally fluid. Elvis wasn't black. Eminem's not black. Thomas Sowell's not white. I'm sure you can think of other people from other regards. I get so tired of living in a world that's all black and white, black and white. What the heck? This planet is filled with... Well, go to Disneyland, right? It's a small world. It's filled with all those people. But currently, all we can talk about is black and white. What was the point of inventing color television, color movies, colored life, if all we're allowed to talk about is black and white? And what kind of freedom is it when one group gets to continuously scream victim and yet have all the power to demand all the changes and get it and get cash out of it? $6,500. It's getting old. It's getting really old. People are people, so why should it be that we should get along so awfully? You want to come into the restaurant? Change your freaking clothes. I don't care what color your skin is. It's really not relevant. That's why it's not racist, and you're lying. And that he kowtowed? What's the point? They'll want more. It's no different. Well, it's no different than hundreds of thousands of examples. If you give in, you gained nothing. We'll see you in the future.